welcome to another episode of Real Conversations. I'm your host, Nicole Jones,
And I'm Quana Terry.
and we would like to thank you guys for joining us tonight. I believe this is episode 19 that we're on, right, Quana?
Yes, 19.
19 episodes. So
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy what you hear tonight, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for that introduction, Nicole. So we're just going to jump right in. I know last week we talked about the T app. It was a new app on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Google, I guess it's called the Play Store. It was a
Mhm.
new app that was developed by a woman to actually just to give information about the men that people date, things of that nature. I think it was more like a safety tool. It had its pros and cons, which we discussed last week. But now the T app is actually getting served with a couple of lawsuits as well as a number of complaints. I know, Nicole, you've been following this. Can you give us more information on it?
Yes, ma'am. So apparently, there was a gentleman who basically he found a complaint with Apple because his picture was added to the app without his consent, and he did this. The legal team responded, and within an hour, they deleted the picture. So for those of you guys who end up on this app, if you guys are not happy, you know what to do. If you got an Apple phone, hit that legal team up, and then get your picture taken down. But Quana, did we not mention this last week?
I mean, we did talk about it. We knew that, people would probably be upset about, or men would probably be upset about having their pictures up there and, it making them look bad and things of that nature. So we did talk about that. And amongst other things, and we knew it was a matter of time before, the complaints and the lawsuits start rolling in. So yeah, that right there is not surprising, but I think that he even put in his little blurb that if anybody else is having any issues, just contact just
Yes.
contact this person or whoever it is. And I'm like, okay, thank you for sharing information, sir. I'm like, I wonder, like, what did you do to get up there to get put up in the T app, sir?
Right. It must have been extremely bad.
Exactly. It was messing up his flow, I guess. But it's I'm like, damn, who even told you were up there? Look. Anyway, but that was the complaint that was actually lodged. But I believe there were two lawsuits as well that
Yes.
were brought up. And can you go into that?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. That's what I was just getting while you was talking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So I can kind of keep going with it. I believe that the lawsuits delved into a data breach, one for the personal information of the T app users, as well as direct messages. So, in other words, DMs between the app users that divulge very sensitive information. And I believe over um, a million messages were leaked in the data breach. So you have two lawsuits concerning these two, the data breach, one for personal information and one for the direct messages. Can you provide more clarity on that?
So it's so crazy because it says that they were hit with two class action lawsuits after the data hack stole 72,000 images and photo IDs.
Personal
Um,
information, yeah.
the second one, you're the one that told me about that. I didn't know about that one, but it's crazy how you know this app just was put on the map, and they've been hit with these situations. They didn't mean like get up there yet. How they gonna how they get hit with two class actions?
Yeah. I mean, I think that the class action lawsuits, like I said, were because of the data breaches, right? So it's like,
Yes,
listen,
we are.
I'm entrusting this app with my information, with my personal information, because I believe the app wants you to verify that you're a woman. So I'm giving you IDs, I'm giving you selfies and things of that nature. And now, but you're not taking the extra precautions to protect the personal information that is provided, on the app. So
Mm-hmm.
they should be held accountable for
Well, yes, of
for
course.
all of the from this happening. Now, data breaches happen. You know that big companies, T-Mobile, AT&T, Apple, and a lot of places have been hit with data breach lawsuits in the past. It's just that this app just got off the ground. I don't even know if they can even afford to even pay, for these lawsuits or whatever. So I guess it'd be more to come on that, but it's just unfortunate. And hopefully they invest in protections for the app, more protection for the app, because if you're asking people to give all of this personal information, you should have numerous protections in place that will safeguard their personal information going forward. So
It was probably somebody that was in there just trying to see what information was in the app.
yeah,
Let's see what's going on.
yeah,
And they got some juicy intel.
yeah. I mean, it was hacked, so
Yeah.
that means that the information wasn't safeguarded, and I guess hindsight is 2020. But if you're going to ask for all of this personal information, then you should make sure that the information that you receive is safe and encrypted somehow.
Before it's launched.
Before it's launched, right? You have the necessary protections in place, and I don't think that it went. I don't think that it was even um, an issue. I don't think that it was even thought about. You know what I'm saying? So, you
But
know,
that's nothing. First of all, if you're sitting up there, like you just said, if you're sitting up there and you're putting all this information for people to, this is personal information that people are, you know, giving you just to be able to follow through with what is being asked. So why wouldn't that be a thought? That should be just like remember when Facebook first launched, he made sure that everything was the way it's supposed to be. Remember, and there was a data breach for Facebook too.
yes,
And then he went in and built a better firewall against it.
yeah.
So
Like I said, hindsight is 2020 and a lot of things. Sometimes you think you have protections in place, and then when someone gets around the firewall, gets around your protection, then you have to say, okay, you have to go back to the drawing board and make sure that you build something else that would deter the hackers from actually getting the information that is provided. So
nothing is
unfortunately, that this is
for those
a great,
hackers.
yeah. It sucks. They hack everything, even banks. What you gonna do?
Just don't make it easy for them. Like you gotta do something to be able to encrypt those codes so they can't get in. You know, I
Yeah,
mean, I know there's some smart cookies, but you
yeah,
gotta figure that one out.
yeah. Easier said than done on a lot of things, and it costs money to do so. So I don't know if the developers of the app were even put that much money into
Right.
that. I don't know. It's speculation at this point, but I know there's going to be more to come with the two class action lawsuits and the future of the T app altogether. So we'll see.
All right. So it seems like we got another AI dilemma on our hands. So basically, uh, it seems like our electrical bills are about to go, skyrocket due to, and they all blaming AI. They basically saying that the bills are gonna rise, and AI is to blame. And there are 13 states, including Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Maryland. Listen, guys, we need to understand that AI is not it. Now let me stop. I'm joking, guys. But yeah, so basically it's just saying that the power grid is gonna, is about to have a serious strain put upon them because of the AI, what they're doing with AI nowadays. So
Listen, I love Chat GPT. So, and I think it's okay. What they're saying is that like the data grid, the companies that are utilizing AI and who are basically powering AI, their electricity consumption has increased over 23%, which actually now puts a lot of strain on the grid, which passes those and that court passes those costs down to the consumers, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So
We
you
ain't asked
know,
them to do it.
huh?
I say we ain't asked them to do it.
It's crazy, but what are we gonna do? Because they're pulling directly from the source, unfortunately. So
Right.
that stuff is actually going to be trickled down into the bills now. I did see like in Reuters, one of the bill the I guess one of the journalists was saying that his the bills were like the most it rose was like $17 for the summer. But you know what? That is just the tip of the iceberg, right? Because I feel as if it's going to steadily increase year by year as we have more technological advances with AI. And as Chat GPT and the other AI um, apps are used, there probably will be more electricity bills or electricity being used, girl, by electricity being used in order to power these things. So I guess more to come on those as well, because you know that's just going to advance. It's not going to go anywhere. They're using AI for everything. They even have AI influencers, child. So
Yeah.
they that's not going anywhere anytime soon. So we'll keep following that. Um, but so with AI, listen, I feel as if I think it's a great tool. I think it's a great tool, and I use it a lot for work and stuff like that. So I feel as if, you know, I mean, it's good for me, but it does have its pros and cons. As far as the technology is concerned. However, now we know that it's causing a significant rise in our electricity bill, so that's another con. But I believe that the pros for now outweigh the cons, so we'll see what happens.
Wait, before we get off of this one, you
Uh-huh.
have mentioned GPT, right?
Mhm.
I love Chat GPT. I'm late to the party for GPT,
Mm.
but I did see a post that stated that it was the guy who created Chat GPT. He said that people put their personal information on there, and they don't understand that that personal information can be used against them.
Very true. Very true. They ask questions. They put all that stuff in there. I don't do none of that. No, no. You got to be careful. You got to be careful with ChatGPT and any other
Mhm.
AI database, because
Of
it's
course.
stored and anywhere now. Everything is stored. So if you think you're getting away, sorry, you're getting away now, but it'll come. It'll come soon. But I love ChatGPT. I love where the world is going with AI. Is it a bit scary? It is, yes. However, you know, we have a wonderful, wonderful leader of the free world that's a bit scarier than that. And speaking of the leader of the free world, how
Woo!
is he trying to say that Beyonce received $11 million from endorsing Kamala Harris? First of all, there's no ocular proof, no paper trail that would even suggest that. So for him saying that, I'm just annoyed with him. What do you think, Nicole?
But the thing is, this man is really the reason why he's doing all this, because he is trying to avoid releasing the Epstein files that the DOJ confirmed he was on. So this is the smoke that he's blowing up.
Smoke
He's
and
trying to,
mirrors.
yeah, he's trying to like prevent us from seeing all the other real stuff that's going
Yeah,
on. So he knows that everyone loves Beyonce.
yeah,
Let me
not
put her up on the
everybody.
forefront so you can see, yeah, I want Beyonce in jail. I wanna deal with this situation because she took $11 million.
Yeah, no, and like I said, there's no ocular proof, no paper trail that even states that. It's just it's simply the president being the president and just speaking out the side of his neck, for lack of a better word. Like he just wants to say something, and like you said, it is probably being used to deflect away from the situation or the issues at hand. With him having to provide all of the records that they've been asking for. He's deflecting, but that we know that is not true. We know that. Well, I mean, from what I can understand, from what I see, there has been nothing produced, no proof produced. It's just words, and
Yeah.
It's for us to go down a rabbit hole to see exactly whether or not that actually happens. And they don't like Beyonce. What Cowboy Carter, because that some people over there don't like the fact that she is going into the country, or she has gone into the country music realm, and is crushing it in the country on the country music scene.
She's a country girl.
Well, think about it, but they think that country music, and I don't want to sound racist. I do not. But let's call a spade a spade. The palm colored folks think that country music is theirs when it is not. It was not. It was not theirs. Just like blues, the blues isn't theirs. They wasn't developed by them. Country music has always been developed, or it was originated with the Black people in the country. They've taken it, put their own little spin on it, but they don't own it. And just like everything else that we have, we give it up too easily.
Yeah,
we give it up. We stop and say, okay, they want it, they can have it. No, because when it's time for us to have something of theirs, they don't give it to us. And I think it was just, again, taken away from us. Or basically, we relied it down, put it on the table, and let them eat from it, eat from our table. But they get upset with that when it comes to country music and Beyonce, and the fact that she won Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter. They was equally they were so tight. Oh well, it is what it is. Kudos to you, B, for doing what you're doing and making waves out there, because you don't get anything done if you don't make waves. But this man, I'm tired of him. More to come on that. Like you said, release the Epstein files.
Wait. But let's say something real quick about the Epstein files. So he did like a little press conference about the Epstein files and talk about how it was the Democrats, the Biden administration, that sat there and made this whole thing up.
Yeah, but then now we got proof that you're in there, but they made it all up. Okay,
but they made it up. Epstein was at his wedding. They got them in the same building. They got everything, and I'm like, come on, just let it go already. Let it be what it is, so it can do what it got to do. Like, we've been dealing with this for far too long.
Exactly.
Because we do not need this man to run for a third term. Okay.
Listen,
He's gonna try it.
That's another story. But well, so we know that, I guess there's more to come on this. I don't think they'll find any receipts or anything like that states that Beyonce received anything, $11 million for endorsing Kamala Harris. So we'll see. More to come on that, y'all, because I don't even want to talk about this man. I don't even want to play. He doesn't get more than 6 minutes on this platform. So that is it. And then we're going to head on to the next topic.
So who knew that you couldn't own a Lamborghini while being on Medicaid? Come on, Juana, take it away.
Apparently, Candace Taylor did not know that she couldn't be on Medicaid and own a Lamborghini Urus, to be exact. So basically, what we're chatting about is a young lady, 35 years old. Her name is Candace Taylor, and she lives out in Louisiana. And she was receiving, between the years of 2021 and 2024, Medicaid benefits. Okay, she underreported her income, stating that she was making about $4,900 That was her income per month, I believe. I'm sorry, a year,
Yeah.
$4,900 a year for income with no dependents. Now she reported it under an alias Candace Sailor. It was like misspelled name, and then she did it a couple of times, and they finally caught up to her. But what they caught was alarming, because she has multiple businesses, and some of them, one business actually brought in about $600,000 in a month. And I believe across all of her businesses, she is making around $9.5 million.
That's
Mind you, she's
ridiculous.
on Medicaid, a government program for low income people.
That is ridiculous.
That is horrible. And and it takes away from those people who need it. And that's why I think that there's so many cuts and stuff on these government programs, because people do abuse the system. You have all, and I don't know. Look at her; she looks like, her smile looks like, and I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for these meddling kids. You remember that? She was like Scooby Doo. That's how she
Yes.
looks, right? She looks like that. Like, damn. Um, but she's going to jail for fraud. And
Yeah, good for her.
they have her on social media flaunting her luxurious lifestyle, and it's like, okay, if you're going to fraud the system, ma'am, there's so many things that are getting caught now. Like, you can just get off of social media, like, it just pisses me off sometimes. So I'm like, if you're gonna do it, don't flaunt it. Just stay underneath the radar if that's the case. But what happened was the police actually received a tip, saying that she was misusing
Oh,
um, federal federal funds. I think the Department of Labor or Department of Health or something like that reported underreported income. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if I don't know how they got all of that information, but once they go down the rabbit hole and they see that there are inconsistencies in the paperwork, then you go, there you have it. So now she's arrested. And like I said, from 2021 to 2024, she received Medicaid benefits, all while living this luxurious lifestyle.
so crazy because she's dumb because this is not 1980. Okay. There are systems put in place. Like they literally, I'm shocked that she got away with it this long, but there are the system put in place to track, your income and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And granted, she doesn't have a government job, so that's probably why it went on so long. But I'm I'm shocked. I'm shocked they let it go on for these few years. But it does suck because there are people who really need the system, and
Yeah.
now they're gonna ridicule those people because of people like this.
Listen, the feds are like God, though, right? Because he let you keep doing the stupid stuff, right? He let you keep going on and keep doing. He building a case. He building a case,
Hmm.
right? And then he hits you when it's time with the wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And I think that that's exactly what happened. They saw what she was doing. Okay,
Yeah.
keep going. Let me see. That's how they do. They build their case, and then when it's time, they hit you with everything that they have. To the point where you can't say anything, you can't do anything. And I believe that that's what happened here. Um,
I do
and,
believe that someone squealed on her.
oh
I
yeah,
do believe someone put that little birdie in someone's ear so they can start building their case. I do believe
exactly.
that
But that's
because
why
someone was mad that she was sitting up there because she was probably sitting up there talking about, oh, I got Medicaid. How you get Medicaid, girl? I can't even get that.
I tell you, child, it be your own
You up
people.
there in the Bugatti, Lamborghinis.
Now they had delved into so many different things. She had a $48,000 car note. I mean, car a finance loan um through Audi Finance. So she had that, and then she purchased the Lamborghini Urus with like basically cash. $110,000 wire transfer. I'm sorry, $100,000 wire transfer, and then like $13,000 off of a Visa card or whatever else. And I'm like, like a Lamborghini Urus is like brand new is like 250, depending upon if whether it's performance mode or whatever else, like, I know somebody that actually owns one of those, and it's like, I get in it. It's everything. It's so nice, but I would be scared to be running around, driving around in that car because it's like $250,000 brand new,
Woo.
So hers was, I think she purchased like a 2022, and so she gave like $113,000 down, and then she had to do the payments. But it's like, ma'am, you should be ashamed of yourself if you could pay for a car like that. I mean, the Urus that's an investment. So if you're gonna pay for a car like that, you can pay for your health insurance. Like, stop. Like, don't do that. Like, and it's just like you said, it's people like her that make it hard for those people who actually need the benefits. And this is the reason why benefits are getting cut, because of the abuse of the system. So, well, her name, I believe her name was Candace Taylor. She's going to jail. Okay.
Bye-bye, Candace.
Bye-bye, Candace. Good luck with everything. Anyway, so yeah, girl. So I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Out of control. So she definitely, like I said, they built a case on her. Somebody tipped off the people them. So I guess it was the Department of Health. They tipped off them, saying that she had underreported income, and then they just probably went down a rabbit hole from there. And like I said,
someone probably tipped them off too. Someone probably, how like back in the days when people used to get welfare and they live in this lavish lifestyle, and people used to call the welfare office to tell on those people.
Yeah, mm-hmm. We know that's what happened. Yeah, and the fact that she's like, I feel like this. If you're going to be living dangerously, you're going to be living dirty. Do not be riding dirty. Do not be on social media so the people them can see what you're doing. Like what? So I can see she's buying a lot of things in cash, as to not have a paper trail. And like I said, the Medicaid application that she gave was it was like a Candace Sailor and not Candace Taylor. So being that it was like misspelled and things of that nature, she thought she was under the radar. But listen, there's nothing new under the sun. People will find out everything, and you'll be messed up. So listen, Candace Taylor out of Louisiana, good luck, because they got a whole big case on you, boo. But you got like Jay-Z, you got enough money to fight the case. Hope so. All right.
I mean, she can sell her, those little nice gifts that she got back at the house.
Listen, she's gonna have to. So I guess more to come on it. I didn't see anything about bail or anything like that. So more to come on that.
Nah, they probably not gonna get her bail. They want her to sit in there. They want her to rot in that jail.
Listen,
taking city fundings. Are you crazy?
This is not the time to
fundings.
Like, this is not the time to do anything under this current administration. You think it's not? Okay, so
I feel so embarrassed because she's one of us.
Oh, child, I was bad. Listen, I was leaving out. First of all, I saw Candace and I saw Taylor. I was like, oh, please don't let her be melanated. I was like, all right. Oh well, sorry, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, all right, so that's it. So that's how I guess I can, if I find out more developing details on that, I will let y'all know.
I would like to know what goes on with her. With that situation, I would like to know what happens.
I'll let you know.
Okay. So enough of Candace now.
Yeah, I was mad when I saw she was one of us.
Let's talk about lemon laws.
Okay.
You know the lemon laws when it comes to the cars, when you go and buy a new or used car? Well, it's not on the used cars anymore. We just found out, right?
Yeah.
So recently I went car shopping with my daughter. So she's a college student, and it's time for her to get a car so she can get to and from her dorm or whatever the case may be. But it's so crazy because the car that we went to go get, it was a nice car. Listen, the interior was nice. The outer body was nice.
Mm.
Everything the what's it called? What are they called? I'm about to say amenities.
No
It's not
features.
even the
That's
features.
the
Thank you.
features. Hmm.
That the car came with was nice. Okay. Now, granted, I know a lot of people think when we women go to the dealerships, we don't know anything.
Hmm.
I know some about cars. I don't know everything about cars. Okay. But the one thing I do know, if you do not know this, before you actually purchase that car, make sure you do a pre-buying inspection.
Ah, okay. Yep.
Okay, so what a pre-buying inspection does is, it's like you're test driving the car. You take it to either, let's say Nissan. You can take it to Nissan. You can take it to Pet Boys. You can take it to any place that do inspections. Okay, and they tell you everything that's wrong with that car. Well, that's what I did. I went to go see, and they told me all the things that was wrong with the car. And the guy said, "Listen, this is your daughter's first car. This car has too many things that's wrong with this car, and I wouldn't advise you to buy it." That
Well,
was
that
it.
was good. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy you did that. I think that a lot of people they get so eager to purchase a car and drive it off the lot, and especially our young ones, right? I know when I went with my daughter to get her first car, her and her and me and her dad went with her, and just to make sure that she got the right thing. I mean, she had a brand new car, but if she were to get a used one, we would have to make sure that just like you did, everything is copacetic. And I'm glad you did that because once she left the lot, potentially it would have been a bill and like a huge bill. And a lot of places the lemon laws do not apply to used cars. I know in New York they do, but I don't know if they apply because you're in Georgia. So I don't know if they apply
Mhm.
to used cars in Georgia. I know they don't apply to any used cars in Pennsylvania. It only applies to new.
Yeah, they do not. And the crazy thing is the dealership was buy as is. So like
Mm.
if you sitting there saying, okay, I'm going and I'm getting this inspection, it's telling me everything that's wrong with the car, and you guys are willing to fix everything that's wrong with the car before the purchase, then that's cool.
Right.
As is, I'm gonna have to, you know, graciously back away. It's like,
Yeah,
thank you, but no
yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Have a great day, sir.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I mean, I think it's important. Like I said, you made a great, 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 great choice. Great decision to go and do a pre-buyer's inspection. And I know that dealer was not happy, but I mean, if you can, without being too invasive, can you share what the issues were with the car?
So off the top of my head, I know the brakes were bad. The rotors were, it was completely worn out, which I was kind of freaking out about that because my daughter did a test drive with these bad brakes and rotors.
Yeah, and that to me is negligence on part of the dealer, right? Because you're selling a car, whether it's as is or not. Like the most important part of the car, the engine, the brakes, the rotors. If that car needed rotors, that means that the brakes were definitely bad. So you're having
Yeah.
people go out and test drive this car, doing all these different things with these bad parts.
Hmm.
Like I wouldn't even buy from that dealer at all. I don't care. I would not go back to them because it's evident that they don't care about the people that they're putting in the cars. They just want the money because ain't no way you have a mechanic on staff, which most used car places do, to
Hmm.
see to at least have the brakes. That means they won't even pass inspection. So it's supposed to leave passing inspection. Get out of here.
And that's exactly what I said. So, like I said, they think that, we don't know, uh, you know, another thing they try to say, they try to tell her, oh, the more money you put down, the better, rate you get for your car note. I said, absolutely not. I said, first of all, if you're gonna get a loan from a bank, the bank is gonna give you a loan. The loan doesn't determine about how much money you put down.
Right.
The money that you put down is for in house. That's for him to take home. that has nothing to do with your loan.
Right. And I tell everybody, like, for every 1,000, it's only $20 off of your car note. So,
Mhm.
like, keep that money in the bank account, let it accrue the interest,
Mhm.
and then pay your note that way. But some people just look at the numbers, like they don't really look at the bigger picture. But and how much they're losing by putting all of this money down. I mean, if
Right.
you have to, because sometimes you may not be able to afford the payment that they're giving you, so you need to decrease it, if you can. But if you think about it, so if they give you a $600 car note and they want you to put $3,000 down, if you put a $3,000 down, you can that $600 car note you have now. You could use that. You could use that $3,000 toward that $6,000 car note. That's
Mhm.
at least a car note and a half of payments. So that's what, car note and a half, car note and a half, car note and a half. That is like 4 months of payments, 4.5 months of
Mhm.
payments that you have from that $3,000. Don't let them snake you. It's like you do your due diligence, do your research. But some people do go in there, like I said, so excited and eager to buy a car, they don't really think about the logistics of it.
Mhm.
In the
That
long
part.
run. So
Yep.
kudos to you, Mom.
Thank you.
Going out there and advocating for your daughter, because I know she was so happy to get a car. And then I don't even listen. If you weren't there, I think she would have got GOTS. Okay.
Yeah, she would have got because she was so ready to like sign her life away
Yeah.
because she's like, because he got her, he was like, because she still has her New York license, so she has to transfer everything over. He was like, oh, we'll give you a letter. You have 2 weeks to transfer your license over. We do everything here, and you're gonna drive her off the lot today. She was like, I'm gonna
What?
take my car home.
My
Oh
God.
my gosh!
Hype.
I said, we'll see.
Hype. She was hype. Poor baby. You know
We'll
what? But
see.
you know what? What's for her is for her. It
Yeah.
won't miss her. So, and everything is going to align in the way that it's supposed to. She's going to get the car that she needs, not the car that sometimes you don't get the car that you want, but you get the car that you need. That's going to take you from point A to point B. It's going to be affordable, and you're not going to have so much work that you need to get it fixed. So,
That part, because I had to get her to understand too. Like when you have a car note, that's a responsibility right there. You got to make
Absolutely.
sure that you have the funds to sit there and take care of that car note and that car insurance
Yep.
every month.
Every
And I was
month.
like, and you can't sit there and depend on if mommy can help you or if there's anybody else there to help you. It's about what you can afford. And
Absolutely.
that's that.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it's not saying I'm not going to help. It's just saying I need you to make sure that you're good. And
Yeah.
now you're sitting up there stressing. She's in school and she's stressing. Oh, I can't pay her car. I can't pay my car note. I can't buy my car note.
She got this. You give her good advice. You give her good advice, and kudos to you again for making sure that she's safe out there on these streets. So
Absolutely.
it was a wonderful, wonderful show. Thank you so much for watching Real Conversation. Again, I'm your host, Quana Terry.
And I'm your host, Nicole Jones.
All right. And you can catch us every Thursday night live on YouTube and Facebook at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. YouTube at real_convos_podcast. And we're at on Facebook.
Real Conversations 2021 and Real Conversations.
All right. Well, again, thank you so, so much for watching, and God bless.